November the 10th, 2009 might seem like any other day to most people. But to an enormous amount of people, it marked the beginning of some of the best times we ever had as young people. Of course, I'm talking about the release of the Modern Warfare 2, the game that changed it all for me. I was only around 9 out of 10 when it released, but I remember playing it every single day with my older cousin, the first nuke I got, the time I hit 10th prestige. Now, people may argue that playing a super violent, toxic game about shooting other people or committing acts of mass terrorism in an airport might not have been the greatest thing for the development of a young boy. And of course, they were probably right. However, now that I'm a little bit older and feel like I understand life a bit more, I have a job, bills, a child on the way, it got me thinking of what life lessons we actually learnt through our time playing these types of games when we were younger. What parallels can we derive from the game to real life, and how, just maybe, that hours played stat wasn't actually a complete waste of time, and maybe shaped some of our characters. Lesson 1. The broken meta equals life is actually rigged. First off, let's talk about the meta. We look back with rose-tinted glasses. Oh, the golden era. No, let's be real. MW2 was absolutely broken. If you ran the dual Model 1887 shotguns before the patch, you weren't good, you were a villain. You were sniping me from across the map with a shotgun. That shouldn't be physically possible. And don't get me started on one-man army. If you sat in a corner with a noob tube and infinite ammo, I still hate you. I hope your pillow is warm on both sides forever. But anyway, it was unfair. It was infuriating. Yet still, I feel like people back then didn't complain as much. Maybe because social media wasn't as big, but still. Yes, the game was super unfair, but people learnt how to adapt. The lesson taught in school is, follow the rules, you'll succeed. MW2 was the first time I realized, oh wait, no, sometimes the system is just rigged. Whether that is someone being born with rich parents or our governments letting us down, not everyone is on a level playing field. We learned pretty quickly that complaining about fairness didn't stop you from getting grenade launched. You just had to adapt. You put on the blast shield. You found a way to win anyway. Lesson 2. The spawn trap equals building resilience. We all remember coming up against a team full of 10th prestige Herms spamming chopper gunners. They had A and B secured in domination so that you spawn at C, mercilessly slaughtering you over and over again. It felt hopeless at times. This is where my thumbs started to twitch and a decision had to be made. Do I rage quit or try and turn the game round? And to be fair, 80% of the time I would rage quit. After all, I was just a 10-year-old and it felt a little bit like I was being bullied. However, the 10% of time I would stay in the game and turn it round, it felt so rewarding. The spawn trap can happen to us in real life now. We all have weeks, months, years where it feels that everything comes down on us at once. Failed tests, money problems, relationship problems, family issues. Sometimes we have to accept the tough times and try to overcome them, tackle the problems head on. Sometimes you need to take a beating to come back stronger, both in COD and real life. Lesson 3. Search and destroy equals how to deal with pressure. And then there was the pressure. I have done public speaking. I've been in job interviews for serious money. None of those things, and I mean none of them, stressed me out as much as being the last man alive in Search and Destroy. You know the feeling. Your entire team is dead because they rushed mid like idiots. You are 1 versus 5, and you know everyone is spectating. I think I remember in MW2 when your teammate would die, you wouldn't be able to hear them until the round intermission, so you heard voices fall one by one. It was so thrilling and quite scary for a 10-year-old. Being last alive was baptism by fire. Modern life tries to wrap us in cotton wool. Oh, don't worry if you fail. No, in MW2, if you failed, you got roasted by a 12-year-old from France. It forced us to perform when our hands were literally shaking. And honestly, once you've defused a bomb on a state with 4 seconds left while the entire lobby screams at you, a Zoom meeting with your boss really isn't that scary. Lesson 4. Forced game chat equals dealing with idiots. Speaking of screaming, let's talk about the lobby. Specifically, forced game chat. We are so soft now. We live in bubbles. If I don't like someone on Twitter, I block them. I never have to hear an opinion I don't like. MW2 didn't let you do that. You were thrown into a pit with randoms. You didn't choose them, you definitely hated them. There was always one guy playing terrible rap music, one guy with a Hoover going crazy in the background, and one middle-aged, unemployed bloke who was just angry at the world. But if you wanted to win, you had to deal with it. You still had to give call-outs, even if the guy you were talking to had just insulted your mother. It was accidental social skills training. It taught us that you don't have to be best mates with someone to work with them. You just have to cooperate for 10 minutes to get the win. We learned to banter, to take a joke, and to develop thick skin. We traded that chaos for Discord and private parties, and yeah, the audio quality is better, but I think we lost the ability to deal with difficult people. Lesson 5. Prestige mode equals why we do hard things. What I believe to be the biggest parallel, the prestige. I remember hitting level 70. I felt like a king. I had the full camo on my intervention. Unpopular opinion, but I actually preferred red tiger to full camo, but that's beside the point. I had the extended mags on my UMP. I was a god. And then I went to the barracks, and I hovered over that prestige mode button, then pressed no a couple of times and heard the chicken noise, a cheeky little remark by Activision. The game literally warned you. Are you sure? You will lose everything. Then pressed no a couple of times and heard the chicken noise, a cheeky little remark by Activision. And we did it anyway. Why? Why were we so stupid? For a slightly cooler spinning emblem. But I think about this a lot now. It's the comfort trap. In your 30s, it's easy to settle. You get a decent job, a decent routine, and you stop grinding because you're afraid to lose your unlocks. You're terrified of being a beginner again. MW2 taught us that the fun wasn't actually sitting at level 70 being overpowered. The fun was the climb. It taught us that sometimes you have to burn your current comfort to the ground and start from scratch, just to see if you can do it again, even if it means using the default class for a week. Lesson 6. Boosting equals work smart, not hard. Now that I'm in my mid-20s, I'm going to come clean and admit I boosted for camos with my friend. We joined free-for-all lobbies together and take turns headshotting each other and using tactical insertions. You done it too, don't lie. Once you've stopped judging me, I think the parallel we can draw from that, life does not care how hard you work. We grow up thinking that if you just grind, if you just dig the hole with a spoon long enough, you'll be rich. But nobody gets super rich just by working hard. The people who win are the people who find the tactical insertion. They find the leverage. They find the shortcut. They realize that it's not about grinding for 10 hours. It's about knowing the right guy who will let you shoot him in the head for a promotion. Boosting taught us that the grind is for suckers. The real winners are the ones who find the glitch in the system. It taught us the importance of networking. You couldn't boost alone, could you? You needed a partner. You needed collusion. In the corporate world, we call that strategic partnerships. In MW2, we called it being a pair of cheats. So, look, I'm not saying Call of Duty was a replacement for school. If I'd spent those 1,000 hours studying medicine, I'd be saving lives right now. Instead, I'm making YouTube videos about a game from 2009. So, choices were made. But maybe it wasn't a total waste. We got some thick skin out of it. We got some questionable memories. And we learned that if life has you in a spawn trap, You just switch to cold-blooded and go again. Thanks for watching, lads. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'll assume you were a one-man army user. I'll see you in the next one.